Welcome to the Salmon Ray podcast. Reconnect Conference
Reconnect Conference 2025.
2025.
Yes.
The last time you were here, you told us that this was an idea that came to you after you came here in Bournemouth, and then you grew in your career. And it started last year. That was the first one. And this year is going to be the second one.
Yes.
I want to ask you, why the name Reconnect?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So, in Dorset, there used to be a conference, tech conference, ages ago, but then COVID happened and everything stopped. And I went around and I had a lot of conversations with people and said, the leaders of tech industry, and said to businesses and stuff, guys, we need to do something because there's not enough happening in Dorset.
Yeah.
And I felt that there was an appetite there, but there wasn't an initiative because people were saying maybe it's like a bit too hard. It's not really, you have to organize a lot. You have to give a lot of your time and energy and stuff. So the idea was that it can't be done. And it's when you say it can't be done to a person like me, it's just like, well, I'll just make it. Yeah, exactly. So that was one of those things. And I thought, well, we'll make it happen. And we actually, last year, we ran it on a budget of £2,000, which is a very low budget, but we were very lucky that we had the college gave us the venue for free, which basically was their contribution
That's
to
great.
that, which was really
Yeah.
amazing. But we were able to bring a lot of, let's say, tech experts to
Yeah.
Dorset, and people really appreciated that.
Yeah.
And so that was it.
I saw the list of speakers that came last year on the website. I saw speakers that came from Microsoft.
Yes.
I think Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah, like big.
Yeah, I know,
people.
big company, and the idea is that they
companies,
were
yeah.
not even based in Dorset essentially. So the idea of Reconnect is to bring the best tech, minds
yeah.
and leaders to Dorset, so that
Dorset,
people
yeah.
who are living here can take advantage of that. And I think there is a lot of talent here, and that people want to do it. And now we saw this appetite. And when people came together actually at the conference, you could see, because it's only a small conference, we try to keep it to smaller numbers. And I just remember being in the room and feeling the energy, and people were like, "Ooh!" It's just almost as if they remembered how good it felt when they saw each other in person.
Yeah.
So that was wonderful.
That's great. I mean, I came to Bournemouth around the time that probably they stopped the old conference, and I
Yeah.
was always yearning for, that kind of community
Yeah.
and that kind of like networking around, tech-minded people in Dorset, and there was nothing like that.
Yeah.
And I used to go to London for that, but now that we have this year, like, it's just amazing. And I can't wait to attend the conference.
Yeah, and I think again, there's so much that happens in London, obviously, but I think that a lot around the south, like even Cornwall, Bristol, Brighton. I mean, there's lots of stuff happens there. For some reason, we are a bit behind on those kind of
Yeah.
things. However, I can see a lot of things happening. We have Dev.Talk, which is essentially, a co-organizer of Reconnect, actually, Mark Oliver, who organizes Dev.Talk. It's a free event. We are also, through Reconnect, it's a community interest company. And what we're trying to do is not just Reconnect Conference, but also Reconnect Women in Business and Tech and other initiatives that we'll be
Amazing.
introducing. So not all events are ticketed. A lot of the events would be free or ticketed at a very low price. And the idea is to give benefit as much as possible to the community, to the tech community and the business community. And whatever we get out of that ticket cost is usually going into catering expenses, and then whatever is left over gets back into organizing events. So essentially there is this no profit that we gain out of it.
Yeah.
It goes back into the community.
That's
That's
really
amazing.
So is there like a theme or like focus for this year's event?
Yeah, so the idea of this year's event was to make it, let's say, interesting to a wide range of topics, right? So we cater for people who might be starting on their careers and trying to find out, okay, what's my next job? How do I figure out, going around, building my CV, interview skills and all of that? all the way to tech leaders about how to create culture so that people can thrive.
Yeah.
So essentially, what we try to do is we don't pigeonhole ourselves to like one particular area, because we want to be appealing to a wider
and as
audience.
diverse as possible.
Exactly. And also, to appeal to a wider audience and people who could, whether you are starting your career, whether you are experienced in your career, whether it's a pure tech role,
Students.
students, and all of those people who are like, okay, well, what's out there?
Yeah.
Because you might be like last year of uni thinking, okay, what's out
What-
there? I need to, what's
Yeah.
next?
What's
What
next?
should I start doing now?
Yeah.
Exactly,
So that-
exactly. And I think it provides so many networking opportunities, because
Yeah.
imagine you have a place where people from several businesses in Dorset are there, right? So they might not be representing the business, however, they're the right people you want to talk to. So
Yeah.
you might be interested in companies that are working in AI, for example, or an agency does some marketing software or
Yeah.
e-commerce or anything, and you have people there who work for those companies. So in the networking time, you have the opportunity to talk to them directly.
Yeah. One thing I want to say that I've really noticed about Bournemouth especially is you could be walking on the road and you would see a building, but you don't know there's like things
tech
going on
company,
there.
yeah.
It's very common. I have examples, but I don't want to
Yeah.
say. I don't want to mention, but like you could be walking past some places and you see a certain building and it's not office looking,
Yeah.
but things are actually going on
Yeah,
there.
a lot of people
So,
don't know
yeah.
that there are a lot of like tech companies
Yeah,
here in
lots of
Bournemouth.
tech companies
And,
in Dorset.
yeah.
So yeah, I think this event will be really, really great
To be an eye
for people
opener.
to actually network and see
True.
like the amount of companies that are actually here
Yeah.
and connect with them.
True.
So I think people will also be keen to know when this conference will be happening and who exactly is it for? Is it developers? Is it students? People looking for jobs?
Who are we
like-
targeting?
Yeah, who are we targeting basically?
And first of all, when is the conference?
Yes, so it's on July 4th. So right towards the end of the term, essentially,
Nice.
and it's on a Friday.
Okay.
So, and the reason why we wanted to keep it, because last year we ran the conference in August, and one of the things was everybody wanted to be on holiday at the time we wanted to run the conference, so it was a little bit tricky. So we
Yeah.
thought, no, we would bring it forward a little bit,
yeah.
and we're doing it on 4th of July this year. It's a full day conference.
1 day conference.
1 day conference, yes. So 1 full day on Friday.
Yeah.
So have a lot of fun meeting people. And just coming to your question about, who is it for?
Yeah.
And what we do is, like I said to you, this is a conference that is there to benefit the community. That's what we aim for, and that's what the whole thing is all about. So essentially, we like to cater for a range of audience. So imagine, like I said before, you might be a student who's looking for placement. Okay, that's an example, because I was one. And I wanted to find a placement. I could never find a company in Dorset. I remember one of my batchmates, he found a placement in Japan, but he couldn't find one in Dorset.
In Dorset, yeah.
So that it's easier to find it abroad than it is to find in Dorset. And the idea of this is like all of these pains that I saw as a student, I want to improve that,
Yeah.
right? Address those.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame that 15 years on we've still got the same challenges.
Yeah.
And one of the things I wanted to do is like, okay, let's do something about it. And what we're doing is that we're bringing the people who are looking for perhaps placement students or graduates, or they're just starting their high.
role.
Exactly. And so it might be that, you found somewhere and now you want to look for something else. So essentially you could be in the beginning of your career or just wanting to explore what is out there.
Yeah.
What are your options? It is an opportunity to have first-hand experience of talking to people.
Yeah.
And just going around saying, oh, so where are you from? What do you do?
Yeah.
And how did you get there? What's the best way to apply for that
apply.
company?
Nice.
And then sometimes you might make those connections, and never underestimate the power of network and and connections.
Definitely.
Because I feel like, I mean, out of all of the jobs I've got, I've only got one job that I didn't get through a connection.
Wow.
Because somebody recommended something or said, have you
Yes.
looked at this
Yeah.
thing? Or I went to an event who introduced me to a person who knew a job. And I got all of my, throughout my career, all the jobs I got was through
True
this network.
connections. Yeah.
So never underestimate the power of it.
Amazing. Talking about networking, for most of our listeners, maybe some who are like students or fresh out graduates, who have never been to a conference before,
Yeah.
I want to play a game with you,
Yes.
and then we're going to ask you some questions, and you tell us what to do or what not to do when you go to a conference.
Absolutely.
Just to share a bit of my experience. The first time I went to a conference, I was lost. I was like, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then I went back home and I was like, I went to this conference. I didn't really achieve much. And I put in some plans to say, you know what, next time I go, this is what I'll do, this is what I'll do.
Yeah.
And we hope like this helps you guys when you're coming on July 4th,
Yeah.
Yes.
that you prepare yourselves to come to the conference to, you know, get as much as you can.
Absolutely.
So the first question is going to be, should you follow up with people you meet at the conference, even if you're not sure there's an immediate opportunity?
Okay, cool. That's a very good question. Can I just start by saying how to enter the conference, by the way? So the
Okay.
first thing is, I would say, even if you're afraid to enter conference, it's the first time, and I know my first time, I was also lost. It's very common.
Yeah.
So one of the things we do is that if you go and buy a ticket or something, we'll send you all the instructions. So
nice.
one is read your email. It would be and then it will have, okay, go here.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a registration desk and it will be a volunteer. Last time it was a lady who worked with me and my keynote speaker, both punching holes in that, because it's a tiny community conference, everybody.
Yeah.
So you might, guys, you don't know, you might see these guys
Yeah.
just punching holes, giving you your card as you come in, saying, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
So basically you'll have a very welcoming face when you start. We'll give you your lanyard, we'll give you your program, and we'll give you, instructions. Okay, this is where you start. The conference starts there will be a big hall with lots of keynotes and presentations. So you can either choose to sit there all day, and then you'll just have presentations and stuff, and then breaks and lunch, and then afterwards some more presentations and stuff. So you'll have lots of, around breaks and lunch, you have the networking opportunity, or there will be some workshops, etc., that you can go as well.
Okay.
So assuming you went to the keynote, you listened to the keynote, everybody loves it, you went to now it's the networking time, and you've made this connection, and you think, okay, what do I do? So best thing to do is, if you can take a notebook or something like that with you so they can take their details.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phone is also great. Everybody's got one phone on
Yeah.
them. And normally what I would recommend is you get their LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So if you don't have a LinkedIn presence, I would recommend you create a
Create one
profile.
now.
Even if you say student at Bournemouth University or something, just create that, because
yeah.
it creates sort of like a way to get in touch with people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's free of cost. You can just do that. So start with that, build your profile, come in.
Yep.
You see these people, and maybe somebody has given a talk and you find it really interesting, and you're like, I really want to talk about it a bit more. We have got, people coming in, let's say from gaming industry, something
Okay.
that really, really excites you, and you're like, oh, I'm going to talk to that guy. Talk to them and then say, could I have your details? Do you mind if I connected with you on LinkedIn? And, there is never, I've met anybody at conferences, there people are very open, especially around
Yeah.
LinkedIn, because that's a professional network. And people will say, yeah, sure. So you exchange your details. Or if you think, okay, getting my phone out is going to be too awkward, then the easiest thing is to write it down. Just
Yeah.
write down their name. And normally, all of our speakers, we share. If you follow Reconnect Conferences page on LinkedIn, you will see their details posted. So through the post, you will be able to see which speaker. So you can even go
Yeah.
back when you go home and say, oh, I really like this
speaker,
talk by
follow up,
this
yep.
person. I just want to follow up. And then you can connect with them and send them a message.
Nice.
But never shy away from getting in touch, because that's actually why they're there.
Yeah.
So a lot of our speakers and the people who are there are already expecting that other people will connect to them.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
just take that mindset in there. Everybody's there for the same reason, and everybody's open.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I would also add that on your website, reconnectconference.co.uk, the full speaker lineup is there as well, so people can always go there and even after the conference go through this speaker lineup and search for these people online as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah. All right. Second question.
Yes.
Is it okay to collect as many business cards as possible, even if you barely talk to the person?
Yes, I would say like nowadays just don't be surprised if people don't carry business cards. I mean, I had a business card 10 years ago. I haven't printed any since then.
Yeah.
Because if somebody says, "Can I have your business card or can I have your details?" and I'll say, "Just find me on LinkedIn."
I
This
mean,
is
yeah, LinkedIn solves that. Yeah.
so actually,
True.
LinkedIn is your business
Your
card.
business card. Yeah.
So I would say if you want to connect to as many people as possible, please do. And I think that people, like I said, they're very open on conferences because everybody's expecting that.
True.
If you do get a business card, that's also another way,
Yeah.
just keep it safe and then collect it. But don't shy away from making those connections because again, it is an expected behavior at conferences. So don't think, oh my God, am I gonna look like I am really coming on too strongly,
Yeah.
something like that. And I know it's more likely coming from women feeling like, oh my God, can I even go to this, like, either whoever, guy or
Yeah, reach
lady
out
who's
to them.
presented and reach out to
True.
them? Is it going to look?
yeah.
So I think instead of like
Yeah.
getting in your head, just think about it. They're there for a reason. They've
Yeah.
been coming in and they expect that you will approach them. And actually, if you see a speaker and they've given this amazing talk and nobody talks to them, they feel really disappointed.
Yeah.
So actually, you going
Yeah.
up
Go
and
and talk to
saying,
them.
It'll make them happy. Yeah.
exactly, make them happy, ask them questions because
Yeah.
they want to share those knowledge
Yeah,
with you. That's
knowledge with
why
you.
they've given their time because in Reconnect we have such a tiny budget that we work with. We haven't got we don't pay our speakers.
Yeah.
So speakers actually give us the time for free.
Yeah.
So they're only there for the benefit of the attendees.
Yeah.
True.
So if they're there, they just pick their brains,
Yeah.
ask the questions, connect with them. And I'm sure that they'll be delighted by
Yeah.
that.
One tip I want to add about LinkedIn, yeah. I learned this at a conference, by the way. So LinkedIn has a feature where you can open like a QR code.
Yes.
So when you walk around with that QR code, it's just easy for someone to just scan
Scan
it
it
instead
and
of you going to search their name, which will make the conversation long. So if you're shy, just carry around your QR code from LinkedIn. There's a feature somewhere
Very
around.
nice. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. I can never find it, but I know there is that feature.
Yeah,
It
there's that
exists.
feature there. So make sure you check that out before you come to the conference.
And also teach me next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
One last question. One last question. Is it rude to leave a conversation once you realize it's not relevant to you?
Leave a conversation, as in if it's
Like, so you're speaking to someone and you realize they
You're
they are
on the
not in
same
your
page,
industry,
yeah.
or
oh yeah,
and
yeah.
then you want to leave. Is it rude, or should you carry on the conversation?
I think. Well, I don't know. If you let's say you are
Asking
really.
because it's happened to him before.
I mean, I would say if you're having any conversation,
Yeah.
right, and then somebody starts talking and you just turn around and go, that is a bit rude,
Yeah,
yes.
that's a bit rude.
But I would say within the limit of normal etiquette, where you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
say, oh, actually, somebody starts talking about, I don't know, steam engines, and you're like, I'm really interested in blockchain. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Exactly.
And tell them why that conversation
Yeah.
is not
Okay.
very relevant.
All right.
But you can say, what I'm going to do is, very interesting thoughts. I really have, but I think I'll explore if I can
Yeah.
find somebody who's talking about blockchain and
Exactly,
and,
yeah.
and just move on. But I think
Respectfully.
yeah, respectfully. Just don't just turn around and walk away. Nobody's gonna like that.
I mean, that happened to me some time ago, but I was like, yeah, you know what?
Did somebody walk
So
away?
guys, yeah, guys, be nice at the conference to everyone. You never
tragic.
know what you might learn from blockchain.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, all right.
So I mentioned earlier that we have the full speaker lineup here on your website. Pretty much with all the topics they'll be covering, but one of the topics that caught my eye is master the art of acing your interview. And if you can touch on that a little bit, I think that'll be really, really interesting for people looking to get a new job, those that'll be wrapping up at uni, or maybe just trying to move on to another role, really.
Yeah, so first of all, the people who run that workshop are Equal IT. So Equal
Equal
IT,
IT.
yeah, so they are a recruitment agency that are really supporting that conference, our conference, and this they were sponsors last time. They're sponsors this time as well, so they're
Amazing.
returning. And their workshop is one of the best ones we offer.
Wow.
And you sign up for it, and it's an interactive session that takes you through the process of interview. They
Okay.
also do CV reviews. So if you have a
Wow.
CV and you think, oh, I don't know what I'm doing with this,
Yeah.
then you can actually show them, and they'll do CV reviews for free.
Okay.
At the conference.
Yes, and they will also, I know, and they will also put your name down in their database, which means that if any opportunity comes up, they will get in touch with you. So it's the best time to talk to them.
Is Equal IT a Dorset company?
Equal IT is not. I think they're based around somewhere in Devon. However, they
Not too
deal with
far.
a lot of not far, and also they deal with a lot of jobs around Dorset.
Okay.
Also around the whole London, and remote jobs all over Europe as well. So
Okay.
Wow.
their presence is really, really good, and they are able to place people for really, really great jobs.
Yeah.
And they have a particular I say that it says in the name also, particular interest in representing underrepresented groups. So if you are from a diverse background and you feel like you're underrepresented in the IT industry, they have a particular focus on that.
Amazing.
So
Explains the name Equal IT.
yes, exactly. Yes.
Smart.
Okay, I think very important question. How do people get the tickets?
Yes. So easy answer to that very important question. You go to the website
Yeah, links is gonna be in the
reconnectconference.co.uk.
description.
Yeah,
So,
and you go and you can click tickets, or you can follow the links that these guys are going to post. But yeah, so follow us on LinkedIn
Yeah.
and also go on the website directly,
Yeah.
and you can buy it from there. But actually, we have a little surprise thing for you as well, obviously.
Yep.
Because we are really, really excited to be media partners with these two. Which basically means that they get special discounts. So
Yeah.
if you are a listener to this podcast, you get special 20% off,
20%.
which means this is very super special. And also you can access this discount code by talking to these guys. I mean, we can share the on the podcast if you want.
Yeah, we share.
Yeah.
So, wait, do you want to go for it? Oh, you don't want the discount code? So the discount code is Sam and Ray 2020.
Sam Ray 2025.
Yes.
Sam Ray 2025.
Yes. Capital S, capital R. Sam Ray 2025. That's your discount code. So when you're buying ticket, if you put that discount code, you
Yeah.
get 20% off.
20% off is like huge. It's massive. So you guys should go get the tickets. I'm gonna put all
Before it
the.
gets sold out, by the way, there are limited
yeah.
tickets.
I
as
know,
well.
right?
And
All the details is gonna be in the description.
Yeah.
So guys, go for your tickets. Yeah.
one thing people also want to know, because I know item 7 is very important. By item 7, I mean
We call it item
Yeah.
13. It's
When we
item
come
13,
from
man.
any event,
Yeah.
item 7 is like, so would there be launch? Because it's a full day event, people will be tired, exhausted, want to go on breaks. Would there be breaks? How is it going to be
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll take you through the structure of the day.
Thank
So
you.
essentially, you start off, and in the morning, you might get a drink or tea or something just before we start. Then we have
So there's breakfast.
yeah, breakfast. You can say I don't know if they call it breakfast. Maybe the tea in the morning.
Yeah, it's breakfast.
And then we all start. The conference
Alright.
kicks off. Then you have the keynote, amazing keynote, and then you go through. I think there is a couple of talks, and then you have a break.
Okay.
And then the break, we will provide tea, coffee, refreshments.
Great.
Last time I raided Tesco for all the pastries, and as the keynote was happening, I was dishing out all the pastries, and then so the people came out of the keynote, they could have all of the cakes
Oh,
there.
God.
So normally, I mean, hopefully I'll have some help this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, normally, I wouldn't mind doing that even if I had to do it this year. But yeah, so that will be that. And
Yep.
then in the middle of the day, around like 12:30, and we have around 1 hour lunch break. And lunch is provided So it's all free of cost. All of that, obviously, it's included in the
The
ticket
ticket
price.
price, yeah.
So you'll get lunch there, and we have normally a buffet style lunch with a number of drinks, sweets,
Sounds nice.
and also
Sounds
food.
good.
Yes, and I think that we cater to different dietary requirements as well, vegetarian, or if you have any particular allergies or stuff like that, we try to make cater for everything. And if there is something, very, very specific dietary requirements, that you have to let us know before. So we might be able to order some special meal just for
Yeah.
that attendee. We have done that in the past because we really like to make it all, inclusive for everyone. It shouldn't be one of those things that keeps you away. And also, I know that when I started my career, or I was a just student and finishing my degree, I didn't have a lot of money. So I knew that, every last penny needed to mean something.
Yes.
So what I wanted to say to your listeners and everybody is that the money that you will spend, think about all of the opportunities and the doors it will open for you.
Yeah.
One, it will feed you for the
True.
day. So it's not like you're gonna just be go hungry all day, because we're gonna
No.
feed you and overfeed you, with a couple of breaks dotted around as well as the lunch. But at the same time, it will connect you with a number of businesses. We have 50, 60 people from 50 or 60 different
Wow.
local tech businesses who will be there. Startups, scale ups, you have recruitment agencies, you've
Yeah.
got a lot of people around there that you'll be able to talk to
Mm-hmm.
and figure out what to do with your career, where to find all of those opportunities. So I know it could be like a very confusing time for a lot of people who are just about to finish their degrees at that time. So just is a worthwhile investment, and
Yeah.
I say this with a lot of love and care, because I understand that it's a very sort of, it's lots of unknowns. It is uncertain time for people when they are finishing or about to finish the degree. So keep that in mind, and use this opportunity. This is the reason why I created this whole thing in the first place, because I didn't have any of that and I just wanted to make a difference. So I hope that you guys will be able to gain as much advantage out of it as possible.
Yeah. That's
Amazing.
amazing. Thank you, Semin. Thank you for creating this conference, because I know I'm gonna benefit from it,
Yeah.
and
I've already booked my time.
everybody in
I'm
my
excited.
I know.
everybody in my circle. I mean, if you're in Dorset and
Yeah.
you're hearing about this now and you don't make it to the conference, you're losing out. So
Yeah, because
you need to come there one
he's
way or
always
the
had
other.
to travel down to London to attend these conferences. I can't, because it's like 3 days and you
I
have to take time
know.
off work and
Absolutely.
consider a lot of things. But it's literally happening right under your nose.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to.
I mean, no matter where you are in the UK, you can still come for it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I must say, this year, the organization, the preparation is for the second time in a row.
Yeah.
It's going
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah, it's going really well, and I think what happened was that more and more people are joining in,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
these amazing two people as well
I
as
see
we did.
the list of the speakers growing every
I
day
know,
on
I know, I
LinkedIn.
know.
I'm like, what?
yeah, that's
All
true.
in one day.
I know. We have
Yeah.
we have a very rich program, and I think we are
Yeah.
inviting people from all sorts of different companies.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is, for again people who have international exposure to come in. So the people you'll be hearing from are not just the people from the local area. There are people who know how to make it big
Yeah.
in the world outside as well.
Yeah.
So whatever your aspirations are, you'll be able to benefit from the
True.
knowledge that these guys have got.
True. Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, what do you want? There are speakers coming from top 1% companies in the world. So, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
I
you
know.
gotta
And
do.
also, I was going to say, we have a keynote speaker
Yeah.
who's called Kevlin Henney. And I think if you if you listen to tech talks or something like that, I would recommend just Google his name. He's got hundreds of talks on YouTube. He's an internationally renowned thought leader in the tech industry.
Wow.
And he is also an international keynote speaker. And I'll tell you a funny story. I approached him on LinkedIn and I said to him, and this is the power of network, okay? I met him at a conference where I introduced myself to him after his keynote. And obviously, he meets lots of people, hundreds of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I added him on LinkedIn. He accepted my invite. And all of these years after, like 3-4 years after, I sent him a message and said, we have this tiny little conference in Dorset, and we would love you to be the opening
Wow.
keynote. And I know that it's not huge, and he goes and does keynotes for thousands of people. And I said, but imagine you coming in to Dorset and that would be a huge thing for us because we don't
Yeah.
have that kind of speakers coming in here. And he said, it will be my honor.
Wow.
And it was just this is how amazing that guy is, and I cannot wait for everybody to interact with him.
Yeah.
So he will be opening our conference. He will be available throughout the day. Talk to him and get as much as possible inspiration from him.
Amazing.
Looking forward to
Can't wait. Anyway, so we're gonna reiterate. So it's July 4th.
Yes.
Reconnect Conference. So the website is reconnectconference.com.
.co.uk.
And yeah, the
And
link
then
is
if
gonna
you
be
go
in the
to tickets, on the tickets tab, it will direct you to Eventbrite where you can get a ticket. For our listeners, use SamRay 2025 as a discount code, or reach out to
20%.
us. Yeah, get 20% off.
Yeah.
Grab it while the offer lasts because it's limited. So
I know, right?
yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait to see a lot of you there.
Yeah.
And I'll be there as well. If you see me running around like a headless chicken, stop me and say hello. I would love to hear from you if you listen to this podcast and you come in through that, tell me on the day. It will make me so happy that
I know,
actually
right?
we were able to.
And we are gonna be there as well.
Yeah.
So,
Tell these guys as well.
So yeah, thank you for coming once
Thank
again,
you so
Simeon.
much.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always, and I'm looking forward to the conference and all of the stuff we're gonna do together.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Catch you in the next
Bye-bye.
episode. Bye.
Bye.